back to the channel, everybody. This is Brendan here. Today we're going to be showing you how to build a DIY pull-up / chin-up bar. This is a very simple way to build one, and it's a little expensive, but that's due to the high lumber prices right now. But it still can easily be done at a decent price. So this is a very basic design. So what we have here is a 4x4. It may not look like a 4x4, but it is. It was from an old play set that I had when I was younger. It's just coated in some kind of plastic coating or something. But it is a 4x4. It is a 4x4 by 8. So what we did was we took the 4x4 by 8. We put 2 foot of it underground. So what we have is 6 foot sticking out of the ground. So the actual pull-up part here is a 3/4 inch pipe, galvanized, 4 foot length of pipe, and we just drilled a hole through the 4x4 and just strung it across the top. So in the ground, the 4x4s are 2 foot down with at least 2 bags of concrete per post. Now that can vary based on your soil conditions. If you have more sandy soil, I would dig a deeper hole and wider hole and put more concrete in. We have more of a clay soil up in New Jersey and South Jersey, so 2 foot was perfect for us, and it holds pretty solid. Like, we can barely move these, and that's just the 4x4 above the ground shaking. To dig the holes for the posts, you're going to want to use a post hole digger, and it's very simple to use. When you go down and push it in the ground, you want it in an open position and drive it down deep into the ground. And when you get enough, you want to drive it down a couple times to loosen up at first. And then once you've gotten it loosened up, you pull the handles apart and you pick up the dirt. And then over in another spot, you put it down, open them back up, and drop it down. And then you keep doing that until you get to a good depth for your soil. And you keep measuring it with the tape measure to make sure both sides are even. And once you're done that, you just make it wide enough for your soil. The more loose soil you have, you're going to go wider so you can get more concrete in to make your post more secure. Now at the bottom on the ground, we have a small brick patio. That is very optional. We just had the brick laying around, and we thought it would be a better idea to have a firm base to do pull-ups on and a better place to jump off of instead of just having dirt and creating a mess. You could easily do some other brick or paver patio, or you could even do concrete, whatever you have available. And like I said, it is optional, and you don't have to do that. When choosing a spot to put your pull-up bar, I would suggest a spot in the shade so that it's a little bit cooler when it's super hot outside. Also, you have to put it at least, I would say at least a good 1.5 to 2 foot away from any buildings or any tree or anything that's in the way, just so you have enough clearance to where your legs can pull up and not hit the wall or anything in the way. I would also, if you have something that can cover it, try to put it under that so that you will have rain protection and sun protection as well. That would make doing pull-ups more enjoyable. We'll now go inside where you will be online, where I do a screen recording of the different materials that you will need. Alright, so now I'm going to show you online at homedepot.com, which I will leave a link to in the description. I'm not sponsored by Home Depot. They're just my local lumber and supply place. So that is why I'm choosing their website to go off for prices. during this recording, I will be looking up due to the fact that my screen is connected to a TV, and because my laptop computer screen is broken and I can't see anything through it, so it is connected to a TV, which is up, and that is why I will be looking up in this recording. Alright, let's head over to Chrome here, and we'll look up HomeDepot.com. Home Depot. Okay, let's move over to the toolbar, and we'll go to HomeDepot.com. So we're going to start out with the lumber that I suggest that you purchase for this build. So, like I said earlier, I chose 8-footers just because that is what I had laying around. But I would try and get 10-footers or even 12-footers if you can. So I did 4x4s, but I think if you go up to those 10 and 12-foot heights, that I would move over to 4x6s, just to give you a little more strength and beef when you put it in the ground so it'll hold better. So we'll go to a 4x6 by 10 foot, and you are going to want to get pressure treated because it is going into the ground and you want it to last. It is also coming in contact with concrete when you put it in the ground, so you need the pressure treated. So we see 4x6 by 8 footers here, and once it loads we will see the price. I'm sorry that my Wi-Fi is so slow. Alright, so they're about $28 a piece. So that is for 8-footers. Doesn't look like they have 10-footers, but they do have a 12-footer up here. So if you get the 12-footers, they are $45 a piece, and that's pretty expensive. So we'll see if we go back to the 4x4s, see if you can get them at a more cheaper price for 10-footers. Alright, let's see, 4x4s by 10-footers. See what happens. See what they have. Okay, so they do have 4x4 by 10-footers. Once it loads, we will see the price. So they're about $25 a piece. So that's not bad, but you are going to need 2 of them. So that will be $50 for the 2 4x4 by 10s, according to these Home Depot prices. So now moving over to concrete, which is what you're going to need to secure the post into the ground. I used two 60-pound bags per post, but like I said earlier, it depends on your soil conditions. So, like, I have more hard clay soil, so you're not going to need as much concrete. But if you have softer sandy soil, you might want to get maybe 3 to 4 bags per post. And concrete, as we see here, is not that expensive. It's about $3.50 to $4 a bag on the Home Depot website. But I would try and get 10 footers or even 12 footers if you can. So I did 4x4s, but I think if you go up to those 10 and 12 foot heights, that I would move over to 4x6s, just to give you a little more strength and beef when you put it in the ground, so it'll hold better. So we'll go to a 4x6 by 10 foot, and you are going to want to get pressure treated because it is going into the ground and you want it to last. It is also coming in contact with concrete when you put it in the ground, so you need the pressure treat. So we see 4x6 by 8 footers here, and once it loads we will see the price. I'm sorry that my Wi-Fi is so slow. Alright, so they're about $28 a piece. So that is for 8 footers. Doesn't look like they have 10 footers, but they do have a 12 footer up here. So if you get the 12 footers, they're $45 a piece, and that's pretty expensive. So we'll see if we go back to the 4x4s, see if you can get them at a more cheaper price for 10 footers. Alright, let's see, 4x4s by 10 footers, see what happens. See what they have. Okay, so they do have 4x4 by 10 footers. Once it loads, we will see the price. So they're about $25 a piece. So that's not bad, but you are going to need 2 of them. So that will be $50 for the two 4x4 by 10s, according to these Home Depot prices. Here we go. This is what you want here is 3/4 inch, 48 inch or 4 foot galvanized steel Schedule 40 pipe. So 3/4 inch pipe is going to have an inside diameter of 3/4, but is going to have an outside diameter of 1 inch. And they are $20. So you're only going to need 1 of those. So that's just an added expense of $20. Unfortunately, my computer did not want to cooperate, so I'm going to have to do these last 2 items on my phone. So for the caps, which you are going to need 2 of, they are $3 a piece. These are 3/4 inch galvanized caps. And like I said, you're going to need 2 of these. The last thing you are going to need is going to be a 1 inch drill bit. If you have this laying around your home, easy. But if you don't, I will show you how much they cost. So a 1 inch drill bit, if you see this auger bit, it will work, but $20 is pretty expensive. Here is an item, one that I would suggest, which would be a 1 inch spade bit, and it's only $5. And of course you are going to need a drill of some kind to use with this bit. So the overall cost of this project is going to be around $95, including the drill bit. If you have some of these items laying around it is a good way to have a DIY pull-up bar outside. I did have the lumber laying around at my house, so it made this a very cheap option for me, since I only need to really buy the concrete and the pipe and the caps. That was very cost effective for me, but buying the lumber and the pipe and all the concrete may not be a good option for some people, but if it is a great way to build a pull-up bar outside of your house. So this is how you build a very simple pull-up bar. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time.